Hello everyone, this is Katamari Forever. I am your host, and whether you've been here since the beginning or you're just joining me, I welcome you to the final stage of the game. This is the King's Dream. Don't get your hopes up too highly, this is a little bit of an underwhelming one, but it's a nice way to tip off the end of the game here. Roll up the King's Dreams to make a planet, yes. And we have a reprise of the Horikoshi High School Brass Band's Sunbaked Savannah High School theme, so let's get going. This is the follow-up stage to the cutscene we saw at the end of the Robo King stage, where the king's memories were all spilling over into bubbles, and so now we're going to have to roll all of those up to make, the king says, the prettiest Katamari ever. So, let's get started on that. This is one of the smaller, briefer stages in the game. It's really not much of a test of the skills we've learned up until this point, but rather just sort of a free roll around to just enjoy the visceral experience of acquiring objects in a Katamari, which is what it's all about. I've got Moo by request, a request I received a long time ago, but I just received Moo in the last episode, so we're finally playing as that silent cousin. On his head, you see the Bro, which is one of our recent royal presents, and down below are the lights, another of our recent royal presents. And so, how much time do we have to roll here in the King's Dream? We have 2 minutes to acquire 300 objects, though I don't see that being a problem. It's pretty simple to get up to 300, though to get a perfect score of 120 on this stage, you actually need 600 objects, which is double your original goal. Now, I'm not sure what the best approach for this stage actually is, whether it's to remain on the ground and make laps around the stage using quick rolls whenever possible, or whether it's to jump up and grab the larger things that await you above. It's probably some mix of the two things, so I'll be kind of switching it up here, but basically, this stage is filled with bubbles. The bubbles down below contain small objects, and bubbles up above contain large objects, and as we reach new size categories, the bubbles are all going to sink a little bit, so I wonder if it's actually the bubbles sinking or if it's the cloud level rising. In either case, the large objects up above are going to become closer as time goes by, so we'll be able to reach those more easily, in addition to the typical fact that we are growing larger as we acquire more dreams, or at least I think we are, anyway. It seems that there aren't as many objects stuck to our Katamari as I would expect there to be, given that we've acquired over 200 objects already. I only see a dozen or so. But in any case, we also have on this stage 2 new cousins and 2 new royal presents, the final 4 collectibles of the game. But they're really hard to acquire. It kind of comes down to luck. I'm not sure exactly where they are. You just kind of have to keep your eyes open, I guess. Though I think they tend to be toward the top of the stage. Anyway, the king's alerting us that we've just reached our goal of 300 dreams and we have 30 seconds left, so let's see if I can get any of those 4 collectibles before time runs out here. There's no particular goal remaining here. You don't have to go to any specific place once you've acquired the 3 objects. Once the time's out, just like in the classic Katamari style, you're free to just get as large as you're able to as you watch the time tick down. So let's see how many more dreams I can acquire in my last few seconds. If I can turn around here. Give it one last quick roll, and get up to 515 dreams. Time's up, and what a time it was. Royal Rainbow! So yeah, given that I didn't get any of the collectibles on that stage, I imagine I'll be doing that again very, very soon. Fortunately, no comet on that stage. I wonder what the comet time would actually be for this stage. Is it possible to get the goal of 300 dreams in under a minute, I wonder? They probably wouldn't ask that. It would probably be something like a minute, 15 seconds, but it's probably better off that there's just no comet on this stage. We mostly got games, also rich things and snacks, and as we were already aware, 515 objects in total. 71 point Katamari, not at all bad for a first try. But we will be back and hopefully doing better next time. In fact, I think you almost need to get a 100-point score just to be able to reach the higher-up objects on the stage. In any case, this is, I like this name, the RPG Planet. Yes, given that we rolled up game objects, seems appropriate. But before I'm able to retry that stage, we have something else to do first. We started the credits last time, but they were kind of cut off after the list of cousins. We're going to be seeing the game's actual credits here in just a moment. That says we rolled up 3,680 objects in total. That's referring to unique objects in the collection. And there's our maximum diameter. And as far as I'm aware, that'll always be whatever your high score is for the Wake Up the King stage. You can't even get close to the minimum Wake Up the King score on any other stage. So I think that that's kind of a weird statistic to show. And they show it on the save game menu too. And it sort of like increases over time as you complete new stages, but once you've completed Wake Up the King once, then it's always just going to be the Wake Up the King score, so I don't really see the point. Anyway, I was low on jump power this time, so I'm going to have to practice my jumping during the ending. Yeah, so in the tradition of this series, there's a minigame that plays during the credits, and in this case, it's a nice 2D arcade-style game that takes the concepts of Katamari Damacy and puts them on a 2D plane with an element of gravity thrown in. So whenever we hit this cloud down at the bottom, we are going to jump, and we're going to try to get higher and higher on the stage as we acquire objects, making our Katamari larger and larger. And as we've come to expect from this game, as we reach new size categories, we're going to zoom out and see more and more of the stage, as we did just there. So I'm going to try to do my best here. I really want to be able to show off the entirety of this minigame right now, but if you do happen to miss the cloud and plummet down to earth, then you're kind of forced to look at a black screen for the duration of the credits, and I don't want that to happen. I want to reach the end of this minigame, so I'm going to do my best to stay on the cloud whenever I'm headed down in that direction. But yeah, it's a nice relaxing end to the game. I like having something to do during the credits, and I like the credits and how they right now, as you can see, they list out all of the music credits for the game. And I'm really happy that they did that, because the music is absolutely essential to this game. This game would not be at all what it is were it not for the fantastic music. Okay, getting larger and larger, flying amongst the fireworks as the sky now totally black above us, bouncing on some beds here, picking up pillows, as we reach some cake-shaped clouds. High score currently 15,000 points. I wonder if that last digit is actually attainable. I'm not sure if I've actually gotten that high. Anyway, a bit of a drought here. I need to get up to those rings. Yeah, okay. These rings seem to be helping me along quite nicely. So yeah, things all coming to a close here. So it's been about 10 months since I started Let's Play Katamari Damacy, and like 50 Katamari videos ago that I did that. And here I am at the end of it all. Not quite the end though. This is the last stage of the game, but I am hopefully going to be getting some bonus videos in. There's a lot more to this game that I haven't shown off yet, including a couple more mini-games like this one that become unlocked at a certain point, and at the very least I might be showing those off, but we'll see. There's really no hurry to get to those things. I don't consider this a closed project in any sense, just because I've reached the end of the game. Though it does feel good to be getting it behind me. This was a really long project. This is the 33rd episode, is it? And we're probably into the 8th hour by now. And that's a lot. I'm kind of glad to be bringing it to a close. But it's been a lot of fun. When I started this, I knew that Katamari Damacy was a fun game, but I didn't realize how much fun it would be to talk about it. I've had a great time, and I really appreciate each and every one of you who's watched and who said nice things to me along the way. I really appreciate it, and I do hope that you'll stick around and watch me as I play other games. But even if you don't, I really appreciate your presence here, and thanks a lot for watching, really. I say that at the end of almost every episode, but I mean it. So yeah, running out of time here on the credits. I have one more light up there. This is sort of the final objective of this mini-game, is there we go. To light up all of these stars up in the sky, and once I've done that, the cloud expands, so I'm no longer in danger of dying by plummeting to the earth, which means I managed to do it. I managed to complete this minigame on the first try. During the credits, I didn't screw it up. You didn't have to stare at a black screen, and that's time. Total score of 92,000 points. So I guess that last digit probably is attainable then, because I got pretty close to it there. So I might have to try for that next time. Goodbye to you. But not quite yet. I do need to go back to the King's Dream, acquire those last 2 royal presents and those last 2 cousins. So, let's do it. Okay, so I did actually manage to reach the goal in under a minute. That's pretty nice. So, let's see if I'm able to get any of those collectibles up near the top of the stage this time, since it looks like I'm actually going to be reaching that point quite fantastically here. Oh, I did get a royal present. I see it there. Okay, good. So I got at least one collectible this time around, which is better than I did last time. Let's see what else is floating around up here. Yeah, so I didn't address it previously, but the atmosphere of this stage is really quite fantastic, even if the actual content is a little bit on the boring side. Like, all of the objects being just sort of strewn about in bubbles randomly isn't terribly interesting, but like the actual stage itself with the cloud floor, the king's face, and the rainbows in the background, it's all very, very Katamari, and a really nice way to close out this game. This is also... Is this stage actually unique to this game? I don't think it is. I think this stage originally appeared in another game, because I think I remember reading that the Sprinkler and the Robo King Farewell stage were the only stages unique to this game. I did get a second royal present, but I see a cousin floating up there, right there. There's a cousin on the screen that I wasn't able to get before time ran out. So I'm going to be coming back another time. Royal Rainbow! But since I'm here, I might as well stick around, see how well we did, and take a look at those two new royal presents we just acquired. You can see one of those presents right there. It's like as large as the Katamari itself, sort of floating around in space below it. 627 total dreams collected, which makes me think this might be a 120-point score. Mostly games, also rich things, and some Japanese food to top it off. We've seen a lot of Japanese food in this game. How'd we do? 120 points, as I expected. Yeah, I think anything about 600 dreams is a 120-point score. The king is shocked. It's not out of 100? We've gotten 120 before. You should know by now that that's the actual maximum score. There's our first royal present in a pretty box. Guess what it is? Following it up with yet another one. Guess what that is? One of the cool things about Moo is that most of his royal presents are totally colorless, but this one and the lights are a bit of an exception. Oh, and we unlocked Eternal Mode for this stage. That might actually be a good strategy for acquiring those last two cousins, but I haven't had to resort to that yet, so I'd rather not do it now. Let's just make our high score planet and then take another shot at getting those cousins. There's June. Got one this time. Still not sure where that other cousin is, though, because June is the one who I saw at the very end last time. So I guess I'm going to have to come back yet again and do a little bit of exploring. I'm guessing that that last cousin is not up near the top somewhere, and I'm going to have to get them at a certain point before they sink below the cloud level. Oh well. Royal Rainbow! Never get tired of that. Oh, there's Slip. I see him. He is up at the top, like June. He's the two-dimensional Paper Mario style cousin. Let's see, where'd he go? Oh, I missed him. I missed him. Get up there. Get up there, Moo. Jump. Yeah, we got him. We got Slip. And Slip is the final cousin of the game. So, with all the cousins and presents acquired, let's go look at all of them together. Royal Rainbow! For the final time. And we're back on the village square. Cousins complete, the Robo King says. He previously said that we had gotten all the royal presents, but that was off camera, and since it was just the one speech bubble, I didn't bother showing it. Yeah, no specific reward for getting them all, except knowing that you completed everything. So yeah, let's go ahead and verify that I have every cousin and royal present. We have 6 pages of cousins here, starting with the Prince, Odeko, Dip, Macho, Signolo, and Ryu. So, now that you've seen all of the cousins in Katamari Forever, which one is your favorite? You know I like Miso, but there are a lot to choose from here. A lot of cousins in this game, and let's roll over and verify that we've got all the royal presents as well. Put a lot of work into getting all of these things. Oops, did not mean to back out there. Yeah, put a lot of work into getting all of these things, some of them harder to find than others, but all of them well worth it, and here they all are, all the royal presents. Actually, you know what, let's get off of Moo. Let's see what each of the royal presents look like on the Prince, because those are like the default versions of each of the objects. We'll be able to see them much more clearly there, whereas if we do it with Moo, they'll all be colorless and such. Like, look at the bro on top of the Prince. He's it's like a young version of the King of All Cosmos. It's very cool. For most of them, it's just a clone of the cousin themselves. But anyway, here we go. the bro, the streamers, the crown, the headphones, the mushroom, the giraffe, the hat, the flower, the samurai hair, the ghost, nothing, the antenna, Mount Fuji, the candy, the kite, ring toss, pinwheel, and the bunny ears. And on the second row, we have the harmonica, the cold mask, the gum, the goggles, the party whistle, the long nose, the secret wig, the ancestral mask, the trumpet, the glasses, the mustache, the royal mask, the lollipop, the mask, and the bandage. And on the final row, we have the lights, the sword, the newsreel, the drum, the survival bag, the wings, the horsey, the pochette, the guitar, the peacock, the scarf, the thunder drums, the train, the school bag, the cloak, the cool belt, the bikini, and the formal outfit. So there you have it. Every cousin, every royal present in the game. And before I sign off here, let's check in on one last thing. Let's go look at the collection. I have not actually been to the collection page in quite some time, so let's see how I managed to do on that. In all, I got 3,687 unique objects for a completion ratio of 88%. So if I wanted to, I could go back to all the stages, pick up the items I missed, try to get it up to 100%. But I'm not planning on doing that. I've done it once, don't need to do it again. But yeah, as you can see, every object in the entire game is represented here in the collection in one of these categories, and once you've acquired it, you can go look at it, you can read its description. Some of these are really, really funny, so it might be worth your time to come in here and read some of these, but I'm not gonna bother doing that right now. I am, though, however, going to say, once again, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. And I hope to see you again in the next video, whatever that may be.